What's the number one thing that's going to make your ex reconsider you after a breakup? It's not a letter, it's not a talk, it's not a bouquet of flowers. For the answer, watch this video. Hey, I'm Coach Benny, and I help people get their exes back. And for 5 years, I was a dating coach before I started doing this. And I had to pay attention to how to have an effect on other people as opposed to, what pushes them away. And from that perspective, I give advice on how to get your ex back. Now, when you really boil it down, there's one thing that's going to make your ex reconsider you as a partner. And a lot of people get this twisted because they're thinking, well, maybe I can logic my ex back into the relationship. I can say all the things that are reasons why they should stick around. I can demonstrate my love. I can try to show them that I'm willing to change. And maybe that's going to do the trick. And probably if you think back to earlier in your relationship, you might have even tried that and it even worked for you. Why? Because sometimes people break up and they're not really all the way convinced that that's the right move. But later, once they're convinced, and now all of a sudden I'm in your algorithm, and now you're watching these videos because it seems more real and more final, that kind of thing doesn't do the trick anymore. And neither does buying them flowers, neither does showing up to their work unannounced, neither does calling their mom and pleading your case to their family. There's only one thing. So what is it? Demonstrating your viability as a mate in the dating world. Not saying you have to date other people, but demonstrating your viability as a mate in the dating world. That's how you're going to get selected by your ex. I want you to think about this. At the end of the day, if you're sad and depressed over the breakup, and you want your ex back so bad, and now all of a sudden you're writing them letters and pleading with them and all this kind of stuff, okay? You're kind of like the sickly gazelle, right? You're demonstrating weakness. You're falling all over yourself. You're not thriving. You're probably losing weight. You're not eating. And you are that sickly gazelle. Now, if some other gazelle wants to mate, are they going to choose the one that's trailing behind the pack? They're like, oh, yeah, who am I going to pick? Oh, yeah, I'm going to go for the slow one. Not going to do it. They're going to look for who's the most thriving, who's the gazelle that can run the fastest, who's the one that looks the healthiest, that doesn't have any issues with its fur or whatever. That's the one that's going to get picked as the mate. Now, believe it or not, even though you have an emotional history with your ex, you have separated. So in order to attract them, you're going to have to play the same cat and mouse games that everybody else plays in the dating world because they're qualifying for viability as a mate. So what do we do when we're single? We get in shape. We upgrade our wardrobe, maybe go to the tanning bed, get white strips done. We go get a haircut every week or every other week or whatever. We go out a lot. We get super social. We demonstrate the fact that the opposite sex is into us. And ideally, we have posts on our social media that kind of reflect that. Now, this isn't always so cut and dry. For example, if your ex is a dismissive avoidant, you don't want to flex on them too hard. For example, if your ex is a fearful avoidant where maybe you cheated on them and rubbed them the wrong way, you don't want to flex on them too hard in terms of showing that you're out in the club every night. But there's definitely a middle ground. And if you want me to evaluate your situation, you want to get that ex to take you back, click into my profile, click this link down here, set up a call with me. I'm going to hear your story. I'm going to tell you exactly how to get your ex back.